Thank you so very much. Thank you for this honor. I am humbled to be standing here in front of my family, the DCI family, the family I've spent multiple decades involved with. But I need to share that I'm not standing here as an individual. I'm standing here for literally the thousands of people that join me on this journey. I must give credit where credit is due. And I have to begin with the cores that were willing to take a chance on a very young and very opinionated writer. I must start, though, with Mr. Richard Beasley and a little group out of Alabama called the Charioteers, who introduced me to Drum Corps International. And I sat there in 1976 in Philadelphia at Franklin Field and went, wow, there's something here, and there's something for me. From there, though, the journey continued to Tampa Bay, Florida. A gentleman by the name of Robert Cotter invited me to join the staff of a group called the Suncoast Sound. Their administrators, like my friend Don Fisher, who's not here tonight, but his son is, Ken Moore, and Ron Ellis Sr., again, took me on an incredible journey. I was so honored to be involved with the Spirit of Atlanta and Mr. Freddie Martin for several years. I was honored to be involved with the Velvet Knights. I was very honored to be involved with the Cadets, the newly named Cadets of Bergen County in 1989, and honored to write the Les Miserables show for them. And then another journey in Florida with magic. Terry Valentine, who's here, Mary Ellen Kerber, Will Craig, amazing people. And most recently, up until a couple of years ago, Mr. Brian Hickman and the Glassmen from Toledo, Ohio. Thank you to all those organizations. As I read some of the letters that were written in terms of this particular nomination to the Hall of Fame, people seem to focus on this risk that we took back in the 80s called original music. Original music. But I must tell you that original music was only one part of the equation. And there were some incredible designers that deserve equal credit and equal accolades for those incredible shows. I have to begin with Michael Raiford, right here. Michael encouraged the Florida Suite show and took that risk with me and made the visual program happen. I have to mention Carl Lowe. Carl Lowe, the Symphonic Dances, the '88 Suncoast show, was his brainchild. I merely brought it to reality through music, but it was his brainchild. There were some incredible percussionists that joined me in the scoring of that music. I have to begin with Mr. Alan Murray right here. Alan and Ken Brooks and I took a leap of faith off a very tall cliff. And we called it the back half of Suncoast '84, the Vietnam show, and we called it Florida Suite. And boy, it was a long fall. But you know, the bottom was pretty good by the time we got there. John Campiste joined me and wrote multiple shows with me, and thank you, brother. There were some other incredible designers, Russell Stanton, Greg Martin. I was honored to work with Mark Sylvester and the great George Zingali. What an opportunity that was. I'm so proud to work with a young designer at that time, and he's become a major designer in our activity by the name of Kevin Ford. Kevin was our drum major. The Magic Years, and working with Mr. David Duffy right here, and the wonderful Magic creative team. Other designers such as Sal Salas, Scott Chandler, and a very dear departed friend, Tam Easterwood. What great designers. And they deserve every bit of this, so I do not stand here alone. It was a brass staff that had to bring this to reality. I have to begin with my brother. Now, my brother is Frank Williams. And if you look closely, you can see the family resemblance. But I got to tell you, Frank and I complete each other, and we completed each other, much like Jim Elvord completed Ray Baumgart. Good to see you, Jim. And it was an incredible pairing. Frank, along with people, Dennis Lorenza, John Fulton, Jeff Davis, the list goes on and on and on. But I am forever humbled to have worked with these great gentlemen. There was some mentors the gifts of the activity gave to me. Mentors like Dr. Bernie Baggs Sr., Jim Unrath. I thought it was wonderful that Jim Unrath would listen to the Chicago Symphony and do that broadcast one night and listen to our horn line the next night and give us input, critical input. What an honor that was. People like Shirley Whitcomb, Don Angelica, my second father, Jack Bullock. And there was a gentleman who had an impact on me when I was very young out of the drum corps activity by the name of Ray Eiler. Some of you may know that name. Would be remiss. Most important in my life is my family. My wife, Susan, my daughters, Savannah and Madison. I'm also thrilled to have my brothers-in-law and their families here. Ben, Cindy and family, Chuck, Jeanette and family, thank you so much. And for the thousands of students, the thousands of corps members, some of you may know I recently lost my mom. She cooked biscuits and bread pudding for countless thousands of people, countless thousands of students who have gone on to make incredible marks in so many ways, ways that I can't even do justice tonight. We are reaching the 40th year of Drum Corps International. It's been almost 40 years. It's right around the corner. My question to you in the activity, where will we be at 50? What is our vision for the 2020s? And will we see that vision with 2020 vision? That's a big question. You know, I think it's about sustaining the activity for the next generation and moving the activity forward. It's important that we reach for the stars. However, the English poet Robert Browning reminds us that a man's reach should always exceed his grasp. You think about that. As we reach for those stars, we must not lose our grasp on our audience, and we must not lose our grasp of our primary mission of educating the next generation of incredible performers. So important. We also must remember it is from the threads of our past that we weave the fabric of our future. Some of you took a journey with me. I believe the children are the future. Teach them well and let them lead the way. Those words are not mine. They're from an incredible philosopher who happened to be a pop songwriter. You know, for those of you that took that journey with me, now is the future, isn't it? The future is here, and you are leading the way. That is your most important mission. And now as an activity, we must pay back. We pay back by paying it forward. Thank you so very much.